Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be here again. I will be presenting the Secure and Private Connectivity in Smart Environments project. Surprise, in brief, it's funded by SSF, and it's a constellation of the groups that you see here, led by Simon, Thomas, Eric, Mikael, and myself. So, what actually is the backdrop of this project is this relentless advancements towards digitalization. Everything is becoming connected. Everything is becoming eventually a smart environment, be it in everyday business or everyday life. Well, this opens up these systems and our activities to potential attacks and exploits. And what we are after here is to dispel the bleak future of having, if security and privacy is not implemented correctly, having a smart environment becoming a horror environment. Now, it's a daunting challenge, so we thought in this project we should be pragmatic and we focus on three key enablers towards that objective. Trust management, meaning identity and credential management. Lean, resilient, secure, and privacy-preserving networking protocols, and data validation and secure and privacy-preserving processing. Now, again, this work was undertaken by this constellation, which is diverse with key expertise in each respective domain. You see here Simon, Thomas, Eric, Mikael. And this is what basically we were doing, organizing the work according to the color code you see in work packages. Not necessarily WP1 is connected to WP3, but this is for an overview. And each of those contributes towards one of these three key enablers I mentioned before. Now, this multi-university and multi-group setup has complexity on the one hand, but on the other hand, can be a blessing. Why? Because in each of those universities, there is already, as a substrate, an interesting research environment. And there are other initiatives. And in fact, it turned out to be the case that we could leverage collaborations within that each. Now, wherever I mention anything, this means that one or more of the partners had an active role there, so I won't be making individual references. For example, WASP, Security Link, also with in connection with FOI, and Digital Futures. We were also and we are, because the project is ongoing for quite some more time, we're very outward looking, so we cared, for example, to bring to Sweden and Stockholm, in this case, international leading conferences that have never been here before, whether it is privacy-enhancing technologies or conferences on security and privacy, or information theory with a strong security component. Activities within a pilot security project and a number of other collaborations. We also have a number of collaborations with industry. Also, it depends whether it is in the format of someone being in our advisory board or having an active collaboration or participation. Now, out of all this, a handful of PhD theses, a handful of postdoctoral researchers completing their mission, and a number of other contributions, and of course, ongoing work. I will pick very briefly discuss 6 representative pieces of work, just to give you a glimpse of what we have been doing all this time. Sample, or let's say Exhibit A, a piece of work that looks at certificate transparency, a way of dealing with wrongly issued certificates post facto. Well, this has been in popular browsers, but it hasn't been in a browser that provides privacy, anonymizes the access of the user by Tor. Here is a proposal that that supports exactly this, does both, does the certificate transparency and the privacy preservation, and can be deployed incrementally. You see there, in each of those slides, you will see the full title of the publication, where it was, and the authors. In a different context, vehicular communications or connected vehicles, we heard this mentioned earlier, and security and privacy. The challenge is that each of those smart vehicles will be leaving a rich trace of information behind. So how do we deal with this? How do we basically have security, transportation safety, and privacy preservation? And here is an efficient solution which is standard compliant and doesn't cost to get the additional protection. Yet another front, cryptography in this case. You all have heard about the advent of quantum computing and, of course, the anxiety of having cryptographic primitives that can withstand the sheer power of those computers. There has been a lot on that front, and then one of the partners of the group has worked on an efficient, powerful attack against a key establishment scheme in a public secret setup. So it can recover relatively fast the secret key. So it's a continuing arms race on that front. So front 4, the problem here is localization. In particular, global navigation satellite systems, or if you wish, GPS or Galileo, which is a European one. And people have realized for quite some time now that someone can spoof, someone can jam, but not only disrupt the positioning, but also dictate the position to the victim receiver. Authentication, cryptographic protection is available, but then in this line of work, we are looking at attacks which can manipulate position, even though there is cryptography. And we develop countermeasures exactly to detect these attacks at the physical layer. Front 5, let's say you want to access data, but you don't want to reveal what data you access. There is a naive approach. You can download all data and then search for what you're looking for, but this costs a lot. The answer here is, how much can you get while saving, because it's costly, and still get the data you want? And here's a full characterization of that, the capacity of privacy-preserving access to data. And final, front, you have data that you want to share, you want to disclose, but, well, you hesitate. So what if you distort them, you blur them, and then you disclose them? Well, they might be not useful any longer. So the question here is, how can you do it? Have a new design that is efficient, blurs the data just enough so that they're still useful, and they do not leak any information about the original data. Now, I'm closing with 2 events that have been organized over the years, Cybersecurity and Privacy Summer School, CISEP, that brought, over the years, security superheroes to Stockholm, I should say, and Switch, that had brought the community, especially the junior researchers on security and privacy together, also for many years, and we hope that these will continue. And that is the information about our project. You can find more on our website. We'll keep updating it, also with other pieces of information, such as, for example, some contributions to advice to the European community, as we have seen done very recently. So that's it from me, just in time. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much.